Frustrating contradiction, or as they say in the UK, frustrating. Although I think that's what I just said. So frustrating, the American version. Frustrating, the UK version. Contradiction. There's one right there. I've talked a lot about doing it for you, doing it for others, creating for a higher power. And again, a frustrating contradiction. You can't settle on one of those because they all apply. Here's an example. So I've written a lot of screenplays over the years, many, many years, many, many screenplays. And for the most part, I was trying to write them as economically as possible so that I would have a chance of finding some funding to actually get it made, which I'm still trying to do and will probably never stop trying to do. But that said, after years of this, I would work really hard to release them, to promote them, to find financing. And what I would often hear was, people don't want to take this risk. People don't want to invest in a film project, a very risky investment, unless there's, the potential for some serious returns. So why don't you write something big budget? Why don't you write something, that could have massively, return potential? But it wasn't my muse. My muse kept writing more intimate, much more human-scaled stories. Anyway, cut to the chase. I finally got an idea for a big budget, huge tentpole event style film project, and I spent a few years developing it and writing it, and then a few years ago I signed with some representatives, and I gave them the script, and they were like, "Tom, everybody's just doing small projects. We need something smaller, something, really affordable." So the point is, I did it for me. In the end, I did it for me. I wrote what I wanted to write. I wrote my smaller, intimate stories, even when that wasn't the marketplace fashion. And then even when I wrote the big story, it was a story I wanted to write. It was a story I needed to write. And the marketplace is what it is. So on a certain level, yes, you're creating for others. Yes, you're doing it while honoring a higher power. And yes, you're doing it for yourself, and that's just as important. So just thought I'd pass that along. My story of frustrating contradiction.